What's going on, guys? Do some live apply to some jobs. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. I'm just going to take care of a couple things. Oh, for people that are watching this on the recorded version, what's up? Hope you guys are having a good day too. I'm going to find my channel. I just got to post this to Discord real quick, then we'll jump into it. No, be quiet. That's too much. Let me know if the music's too loud. What's up, Armin? Matt, how's it going, dude? It's going good. Just getting a couple things set up. I gotta edit a video after this. And if I do some game dev stream. I keep saying that, but I just get so tired. All right. How's my day going? My day's going. Got my Pomodoro timer here. Can't see it right here. Make sure we don't stream for 2 hours like I did last time. Bobby's Tutorials, welcome aboard. Henry, welcome. Marina, how's it going? Put my headphone back on. I have so many windows open, I lose track sometimes. I'm gonna have to attend these. Quitting my job today, focus on studies. Oh, nice, dude. What's your job? Dylan, what up? Alex, what up? I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something. I'm trying to remember. I think I'm good. Rona, what up? You're pretty good with JS. You don't know if you should start learning React. Go ahead and learn React. You don't know if you should start. I mean, you're gonna need both. Do both. They took our gerbs. Gollum, what's up? Davina, welcome. Trey, what's up, man? Did I miss anybody? Not trying to miss anybody, but the song just takes me straight into like Dr. Disrespect, straight into like an 80s workout. How do you explain a 1-year employment gap in the interview? Okay, well, this is what you do. You take your college and you bump it up a year. That way you don't have a gap. Just be like, yeah, I'm a recent graduate, and then boom, and bump your college graduation date up a year. Then you no longer have that year gap. What are they gonna ask? Oh, excuse me, is this last year legit? How are they gonna know to ask that? Malcolm, what up? Jose, what up? It's the best resource to learn web dev. Depends on how you learn. 12 hours a day, sometimes overnight. Yeah, pass on overnight. Yeah, man, that sounds like you're in for a good change. You started applying for jobs and someone said you don't qualify because you don't have a degree in computer science. That's just like one person, though. Just one person. Don't worry about it, Marina. It's that their opinion doesn't matter. It's probably some guy with a degree who's like, oh, excuse me, I actually have a degree. Shouldn't even look at my portfolio. Yeah, just ignore her. I mean, to be honest, Marina, you don't want to work for those people that don't even want to consider that someone can do a job without going to school for 4 years. It's not worth it. Like, people get so upset when they get rejected from a job, but you don't want to work with those people that don't want to work with you unless you want to like white knight and be like, I'm going to prove them all wrong. Like, just move on to the next one. What are the attributes of a fake developer and a real one? I don't know. Just go look at Chris Sean. He's a fake developer. I'm just kidding. I just want someone to be like, did you hear what Josh said? Chris, this is what Josh said. And then Chris will come to the stream. Then we can get him on the stream. It's a joke. We'll hold on here for just a second. Get some more people before we jump in. I'll put this on Instagram so people know, like my 3 followers on Instagram. If you wanna check out what I do behind the scenes when I'm like living life, like yesterday I did an Instagram live riding my motorcycle. That was kind of fun. Here we go. This is 80s love music right here. How could we gauge in general when we are approaching being ready for a dev role? You can't. You just apply, dude. If you start having those thoughts, just apply. Do you like Samsung or Apple? I like headphone jacks, expandable storage, and yeah. So you can probably tell. We need to live stream teaching my dad code. He doesn't want to learn code. He just doesn't care about it. He's like, it just looks like Egyptian hieroglyphics. You know, classic dad. Did you create your own streaming HUD? I took some HUDs and made it my own. Like I do with everything. I don't have time to build stuff from scratch. Most of the time I just grab some pre-built stuff and then redesign to fit. Didn't consider bumping your graduation date to avoid the gap. Do employers not care about the accuracy? No, they don't care. They don't care. Why would they care? Why would they ask that question? Did you actually graduate in this? Like said nobody? Absolutely nobody. Just close the gap with your year and just be like, yeah, I'm a recent graduate out here looking for work. Why? Like that. When I had an employment gap, I would just bump my last job up to be current. So like, let's say I got let go from my job, right? I got let go from my job like 6 months ago, so I have 6-month employment gap. Well, shit, on my resume, I'm bumping that job all the way up until this month, you know? No one needs to know. Because otherwise, you're just putting yourself in hot water for no reason. What software do you use for animated? It's Wallpaper Engine. Should I put that I'm an intern for software engineering? Just leave it. No, just change it to software developer. Software developer is like the most generic term ever. Can't go wrong there. How does one stay authentic in the programming journey and not be a buzzword? I don't know. I think that just comes with personality. If you like those, if you like the verticals of the business world, and you too enjoy strategic solutions to your business needs, then I'd say you're good for... Oh man, I can't. I don't know. That's just not how I talk. Is it better to not put the date when you graduate? Definitely put the date that you graduated. Well, okay. In general, don't put the date that you graduated because they can kind of tell your age. So people that are older they graduated in like 1990, 1980. That's not good. That's ageism right there. Just they might ask, did you actually graduate? And then put, yes, you actually graduated. Because a lot of people don't put their date and no one knows if you actually, you know. What are the chances of getting U.S. work visa as a software engineer without a degree? They're not that high. I'm pretty sure the H-1B visa requires some sort of higher education, some form of higher education before they'll allow it to go to you. I don't know. Imagine doing a whole video in the voice of a classic business manager. I'm currently in middle management, which means I'm not actually good enough to do the job, but I'm not important enough to make influential decisions in the company. So they gave me this middle management role where I basically sit over your shoulder all day and make sure that you're doing your work. Yeah, I can't. And then I take credit for everything that you do well, and I blame you for everything that you do wrong. Boom, middle management. Have you ever worked as a QA? Not as a QA specifically. I've done QA work. Any sites I like best for daily coding challenges? Aaron, I think you think that I like code way more than I do. I'm not going to do daily coding challenges for no reason. You have like Algorithm.io, daily code problem, I think. That voice sounds like Critical's normal voice. That's true. It kind of does. Got a job doing WordPress dev. Should I feel lame because WordPress is looked down upon? Okay, well, psych, don't put that on your resume. Just put software developer. Callie, what's up? Please do a video on how to get a job in web vulnerability assessment. I don't know what that means, but okay. Any good up-and-coming tech communities to look into? Utah's pretty good. Up-and-coming, Austin's pretty good. I don't know. There's no like real huge new up-and-coming tech place. All the current places are pretty good. What kind of projects would I recommend? I'm not going to recommend a project to stand out on a resume. You want to know why? Because if I did that, you all would do it, and then you'd all have the same project, and then you would no longer stand out. There's no specific one project to put on your resume. Just put something that has full CRUD, like create, read, update, delete, full CRUD functionality, make your own backend, have it connected, add a little animation GIF so that you know that there's a backend there. Please do a video on how to get a job in pen testing. That's not my niche. That's what I thought he was talking about. He's talking about cybersecurity, right? But that cybersecurity is like, you know. What do you think people should avoid putting on their resume? Anything that sounds like a good idea but really isn't. Yeah, your picture. Don't put your picture on there. Take your picture off. I'm gonna give you shit for that all day. I don't care what you look like. I don't want to see what you look like. I just want to know if you can do the job. What are the levels of software? Is junior level, is entry followed by senior? No, okay, so you're going to have people that, well, you have to be an intern, and then there's junior, and then there's mid-level, and then there's senior, and then there's team lead, which isn't really a thing, but senior probably. And then you have CTO, CEO, entrepreneur. Yeah. Jobs don't ask for race or gender. No, that's illegal. They can't. And they can't ask your age either. But trust me, they'll try to figure it out. They can't ask you how old you are. That's illegal. But if you put dates and stuff on your resume, it's easy for them to figure it out. Can I get a job from India? You can get a job from wherever you are. How do employers evaluate your projects? Do they judge it by the size, the technologies involved? It's not what you build, it's how you build it. So make it simple. Make it easy for them to tell what you built it with. How do they evaluate it? It depends on the company too. So they might be they might just want to see if you have design. They might want to see if you have any backend. It depends on what the stuff is. Please tell us more about visa and if it's hard. It's not hard to get a visa. You just apply to the job. If the job likes you, the job applies for the visa for you and then gives you the visa and then you come over. That's how it works. Like, you don't get the visa directly. So jobs can't ask about your identity besides your name? Not really. I feel like your CRUD app is too simple. Is that possible? Or I think you're just overthinking it. You're probably just overthinking it. Hey Josh, great channel. Dave, thanks man. How would you address the shutdown of Cloud9 at the end of this month? Web devs have relied on it, but yeah, okay. So Cloud9 is overrated. Just use VS Code with Collab or any other, I don't know. I use Cloud9 like twice. Just use Replit. Replit's good too. Competing in hackathons, waste of time. What are you competing them in for? You want to get better at coding overnight? Like, I don't know. Is it worth going to boot camp for web dev or purchasing an online course? They're for different things. Boot camp, you're going to have that person over your shoulder behind you helping you. You're going to have classmates to ask. You're going to have a mentor to ask. You're going to have someone holding you accountable. Not to mention you probably just put a bunch of money to go, or you will. So buying an online course doesn't give you any of that. And it's go at your own pace. Yeah, Replit. Replit's like Cloud9, but better. If you're doing hackathons just to code, great. If you enjoy that, if you're doing hackathons to get a job, just know that everyone else there at that hackathon is probably there to get a job. So there's like no one there that actually works, but everyone's like, hey man, I'm just networking. Yo, what's up? And then you both start talking, and you realize neither of you have a job. And then you're like, well, it's nice knowing you. And then you go look for the guy. Any community projects to participate? I don't have any going right now. Make connections, win money. You make more money just doing you make more money walking dogs. Don't go to a hackathon to win money. That's not how you win money. Make connections. Yeah, you're all there to make connections, which means none of you actually have connections. Just think about that. It's like when you go to a job networking meetup, there's like 2 people that actually have jobs and 400 people that don't. And you're all like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, I'm here to network. And like you're networking with other people that don't have jobs. And so you all end up just like blowing each other off because you're all looking for that one person that might give you that time of day. The lighting today is remarkable. Nice setting. Hey, thanks. I have 2 lights actually set up. Purposeful lighting. Simple tips to become a software developer. Code. Do work. Get stuck. Code some more. Get stuck. Take a break. Learning isn't very structured. You're mainly just picking up what looks interesting to you. Yeah, so if you do that, you're going to be jumping around and you're going to be skipping a lot, and that's not going to be good. You got to do the boring stuff to get to the good stuff. Everybody knows that. I mean, take a break and go do some stuff you're excited about if you're feeling burnt out, but you got to do the boring stuff to get to the good stuff. I didn't give 2 shits about Angular at boot camp. It was so boring, but you got to do it because then I wouldn't have got the job. Where's web development heading? I have no idea. Your company wants you to be an intern until 2021 so that they can pay you less. Oh, sorry, I didn't read the rest of your question, but that's all I had to read, Dylan. Your company wants me to be an intern until I graduate. Your company wants to pay you less money for no reason, and if you accept that, you're a bitch. So that's what I think about that, Dylan. I think you should be like, there's absolutely no reason. Because if I had applied to you and I told you I wasn't in college, you would have hired me. If you knew that I could do the job, you would have hired me. And then they wouldn't have made you keep a stupid title. But they want to pay you less, so that's what I think about that. Is Flutter worth using? I have no idea. Never did it. Are apprenticeships preferable over internship? They're the same thing. Don't do either, personally. Don't do internships, and don't look for entry-level jobs. How to be better at coding? Does competitive coding help? Why do you want to be better at coding, dude? Don't be better at coding. Be better at solving problems. If you're good at solving problems, then you can probably solve code problems. How long does it take to become a web developer? Just ask Chris Sean. It took me 3 months. What's the pros and cons of focusing your coding time solely towards competitive code? You don't do competitive coding, dude. Solve problems. Build things that matter. Do things that matter. Don't just code to code. It's pointless. Just like eating food to eat food. Right? You eat food for sustenance, get your gains, get your macros, just, I don't know. That's my opinion. Have you used any blockchain frameworks? Minted any coins? Yeah, I built my own ERC20 token. You landed a job after 3 months from square one? No, I landed a job in 2 weeks. After boot camp. Build a project. Have an end goal in mind. Don't just be like, I'm going to solve an algorithm. Have you ever thought to ask yourself, what is this algorithm used for? Like, what kind of project would I use this algorithm for? I need something that has a huge list of people, but this is going to take forever to load. Oh, okay, yeah, I'd probably use this algorithm, right? Think of that end result. Don't just be like, I know this algorithm, and then you don't ever do anything practical with it. People invented these things so that you can use them to solve problems. Think of that end goal. What do I think about Free Code Camp? It's good. Go do it. No real thoughts. It's pretty popular. Good place to go. A non-profit, I guess. What do I think about learning WordPress theme and plugin development? Why? Just let someone else do that. Otherwise, your WordPress theme and plugin are going to end up in Vado Market with 9,000 other WordPress themes and plugins. And why are they going to buy yours? Why not just go straight to the customer and start building sites, and instead of building things, reinventing the wheel? Do you know about ERC 721? I do not. What are your thoughts on the first interview being with the hiring manager after work out of the office? What? Thoughts on first interview after work out of the office? What do you mean? Like after both of your jobs are done? I mean, it sounds pretty normal. Sounds like he just wants to do it casual, get a cup of coffee. I feel like people will look to stop coding as a career milestone. Yeah, I mean, some people enjoy coding 8 hours a day and doing one thing every other day, and then some people realize, hey, I want to do more than this. It doesn't sound very sketch to me. It sounds like it's pretty casual. A lot of people will be like, hey, you want to go grab a coffee and talk about this position? That's all there really is. What do I think about TypeScript? Nah, I've never really used it. Any other than web scraping CRUD apps that can look impressive? Try like authentication with like Auth.io, add some social media APIs. You're doing one wrong theme here. Get your theme to dark. I have a dark theme. TypeScript is awesome. I don't care. I don't care about frameworks. I don't care about languages. I don't care about any of that stuff. All I care is about what gets the job done, what gets it done the best, and what gets it done in the most timely. And so, it's like that triangle where you're at school, where it's like, have you ever seen that meme, the triangle, where you're like, pick two. Enough sleep, good grades, or social life. Pick two. That's how it is for web development. You don't think anyone should get into coding without a passion for it? I got into coding without a super big passion for it. It solves problems, and that's what I use it for. Coding itself, yeah, I don't particularly care, but if that's required to let me build an app, or let me build a game, or let me make a website, then yeah, I'll do it. Took me 6 years self-learning. Nice, dude. Congrats. When you do something you'll love, you're never... Okay, so that's kind of vague, right? Doing something is not just one thing. How many jobs did you apply to? I applied to like 20. And then I applied to like 200 after that one. Timely might not be the best, especially when you want junior devs to follow best practices. Nick, okay, timely might not be the best, right? But we live in the world of reality of profits and deadlines and budgets. So timely, hey, you don't always have, like, sure, timely and quality is always preferred, but that's not reality. They're gonna be like, look, I understand you don't have enough time to do it. Just get it done. You know how many times you'll hear a manager say that and be like, well, best practices, I'm going to need another week to do. Sorry, deadline is today. We got to launch it. That's what we agreed with the customer, or the customer's not going to give us money, which means I won't have money to pay you, which means you won't have a job. That's what that means. That's the world of reality. Timely is great in theory. That's about applying to overseas jobs. Definitely do it. What do you do when you have a terrible project manager? Get a different job, probably. Applying for first chef job. How do I tailor my resume? Yeah, put your skills up there at the top. Yeah, I mean, if you never had any job related to coding, put your skills at the top, and then underneath that, projects. You should have projects. If you don't have education goes to the bottom. How much harder is it to get a remote job over a local one? It's remote jobs they're difficult. Remote jobs are difficult because they have to trust that you're going to be able to do work without them telling you to do the work. They're going to have to trust that you're going to be able to figure out the problem in a timely manner without them having to hop on a call every 3 minutes with you. I'm likely getting let go today. Don't even worry about it. Huh, Aubrey, thanks, dude. He expects 10 stops across Austin. When you receive an assignment, how do you start solving the problem? Dissecting the problem, you know what I mean? I write it down in plain English. Like, I'll literally just type out, like, all right, he wants me to list a group of people, so I'll probably need a loop. Do. All right, how do I actually put this on the page? Probably insert it into the HTML every iteration of the loop. Do. I just write it out in plain English, and then I go figure out the syntax from there. Solving problems is more important than syntax. Should large side projects be included in a resume? Well, what is a large side project? Put all your side projects. What does it take to get a job at Google? Yeah, you can get a job. Google doesn't require degrees. They don't care. What does it take? I don't know. Google is one of those companies that ask you a bunch of algorithm questions for no other reason than just to be like, yeah, he's smart enough to be here. Okay. Like, there's a lot of great software developers that were like, look, I look up code on the internet all the time. I don't do riddles. Actually, you know who said that? That's a quote from the creator of Ruby on Rails. He says that. He said, I look up code on the internet all the time. I don't do riddles. He just refuses. He will walk out, and he's the creator of Ruby on Rails. So, I don't know. Stupid. Are you doing cybersecurity CTFs? Oh, are doing. Best way to market that example? I have no idea. It's not really related to web dev that much. I would probably think most CTOs probably don't even know what a cybersecurity capture the flag is. Elon says he doesn't care. Well, unfortunately, Elon isn't the HR, and he's probably got 100 people in HR that didn't even hear what Elon said. If you had to choose, would you work for a large company or a smaller one? If I had to choose, I'd work for myself. I'd freelance. But if I had to choose after that, it'd be a smaller company. You couldn't pay me enough money to work at a big company because I don't want to be employee number 300. I want to be Josh. I want to be, this is what he does for the company. This is his work right here in the company. I don't want to be like, it wouldn't matter if I was there or not. Would you put online complete courses like Udemy on your resume? No, don't put Udemy and don't put Free Code Camp because they're going to be like, oh, you're one of these guys that says that you're a software developer and you did section 1 and 2 of HTML on Free Code Camp, and you won't even have the time of day to explain yourself and that you're actually hustling. Like, they'll dismiss you because they've been burned so many times now by people that have put software developer on their resume and they did like 2 sections of Free Code Camp. Don't do it. Bailey, what's up, dude? It's going good, man. We were going to apply to some jobs at some point. So we're in 27 minutes. 5-minute break. Give me back. How to improve solving problem skills? What? This is like a really 420 question. How long would it take to learn Angular framework? I have no idea. What do you want to do with it? Learn Angular framework. Do you want to learn the ins and outs of it, like from 0 to hero? It's difficult for me to say. You want to just learn how to build a component in Angular? That's not going to take you too long. Go do the Tour of Heroes, the little Angular beginner app, where you build a CRUD app in Angular. What's good basic projects? Something with an Ajax call, maybe? How would you manage your time to do a course on HTML, CSS, Grid, and the Web Development Bootcamp? You have about 2 to 3 hours a day after work and family. How would you manage your time? Just do HTML, CSS, and then the bootcamp. CSS Grid is great and all, but like, you'll probably just do the rest. Do the rest first and come back. Build things. That's important. Just build things. Angular from 0 to hero to build an app. You don't need Angular from 0 to hero to build an app. You only need Angular from like 0 to 15% to build an app. Is it possible to land a job? Yes. Would I check your portfolio? I'd like to know if I'm ready for a job. Yeah, dude, send it on over. If you ask everyone in chat, how long does it take you to get your first junior web dev job? You're going to get different answers. And you're going to get answers from people that are like, look, man, I'm here to get a job because I don't have one, so I don't know. Any advice on a newbie React learner trying to make a first project? Okay, don't make your... This is going to sound backwards, but this is how I learn. Type in React boilerplate projects, download one of those, reverse engineer it, then rebuild it again. That's what I would do. I don't like building stuff from scratch. Let me take a little basic beginner. Like, I'll learn. Like, I'll learn. I'll do a little course. I'll learn a little bit. I'll learn for like, I don't know. Yeah, I do a couple sections. of the course, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. And then it'll be like, all right, let's start building from scratch. And I'm like, no, how about I download a little simple app and I look at how this is working, and then I try to figure out how it's working, and then I try to build something. That's how I learn. I don't learn from just like, all right, do the course and then build from scratch. Like, I hate learning that way. I like reverse engineering things, seeing how things are connected, and then being like, oh wait, yeah, I saw that. Okay, yeah, got it. Are you pro or anti jQuery? Dude, I love jQuery. Fight me. I love jQuery. I'm not gonna make a React app. I'm not gonna pull up Node. I'm not gonna get all my stuff installed for React just so that I can like do an animation. Like, no. That's not what I'm gonna do. Are you gonna do the Unreal Engine stream today? Castro, that is the goal. I would love to do that. How's your morning? How are the dogs? I think they're asleep, Michael. Ben, what's up? Welcome aboard. Did you get bored working on projects by yourself? Dude, we all get bored, okay? We all get bored when we're doing things that are boring, and then you get demotivated. But luckily, you don't need to be motivated to keep going. You can be bored and keep going. Do I use GraphQL? I haven't, not really, messed with it, but never had a job. Is PHP still viable? I use PHP all the time. My website is WordPress, right? But I have like some plugins and stuff that were buggy and they weren't compatible, so I mess with PHP all the time when I break stuff, so. Michael, how are you, man? What technology would you focus on to be job ready in 9 months? Self-taught to be job ready. I'm not gonna give you like technologies. I would say Python, JavaScript, CRUD functionality, SQL queries. That's it. That's what you need to know. Ajax. Yeah, that's it. That's like the 4 you need. What kind of projects to do in PHP? Build some Laravel stuff, Desmond. Are interns hard to get? Don't be an intern, be a software developer. Don't look for internships because you and everyone else in this stream is looking for an internship. Every time there's an intern job posted, 9,000 people apply. Every time there's software developer posted that says 3 years experience required, maybe 100 people apply. Apply to that. Who cares? How do you portray on your resume that you're not some hotshot coder and might not know every language but you? Okay, you don't put that on your resume, Dylan. Put that on your cover letter. You just say, I am passionate about technology. Don't say, I'm passionate about JavaScript and the React framework, because if you apply to any other job that's not that, they're going to be like, well, I guess he doesn't really want to do this. Just be like, I'm passionate about technology. Framework doesn't matter. Language, agnostic. You don't care about the language. You care about what gets the job done. That's what they care. That's what the CEO cares about. That's what the CEO cares about at the end of the day. He's just trying to put money in his pocket. He doesn't care what you did. He just wants to know what you can do. Junior position interviews are a lot easier. The expectations when you apply to mid-level go way up. That's not true. Maybe at some companies, but I've seen the exact same questions asked in an internship as a junior dev. And the only difference was how much you're getting paid. What about temp agencies? I mean, how do you feel about knowing that your job's about to end? And so, Kirk, if I was working at a temp job, I would spend every single day planning on getting my next job. How are you supposed to pay a mortgage like that? How are you supposed to plan anything financially when you know you're working a temporary job? Version control also. Yeah, Noah, you're right. Hi, sir. How are you? I'm good. And how are you, Srujan 5? Srujan V? Is learning Java still viable? I don't know. I never learned it. Your junior web interview. Yeah, and then occasionally, or like Aubrey here, you'll get a junior web interview that's literally like CTO level questions. What? Are you guys just being dicks because you've been burned by people that are junior devs? I think that could be it. Thoughts on jobs working with an old tech stack? You probably have a higher chance of getting that job because no one wants to work with. I don't want to work with an old tech stack because that's not state-of-the-art technologies, and then everyone's doing React. Well, have you thought about it like this? Everyone's doing React, so go do something else and stand out. Like, look at what everyone's doing, go the opposite way. It's so hot in Italy. Kirk, you can do it, man. Just, I can't do it. I can't work a temp job or one of those freelance 6-month. It's a 6-month contract. Well, you bet your ass. Every day I'm at work, I'm going to do 5 minutes of work, and I'm going to spend the rest of the day looking for a new job because I know this job's about to expire. How am I supposed to pay my 3-month, or my 3-year car loan here when I know my job's about to end? No. Unless you like have a just boatload of money and or you live at home with like no expenses, sure. But this is real life. Can you post the stream after? Yeah, it gets posted. Everything gets recorded and posted. Should you do Makers Academy? You got it free. I mean, if it's free, do it. I don't know living costs in London. I don't know living costs in London. What car do you own? I have a Nissan Juke and a Jeep Wrangler and a Triumph 1050 motorcycle. Your vids help, even though I'm not software. I'm a Salesforce admin. Your real talk stuff pumps me up, Michael. I don't know how else to be, man. I'm not gonna be like, if you guys just like study hard and just smile every day and believe in your dreams and the law of attraction, and you'll just make it and be successful. That's not how this shit works. If hard work was the only thing you had to do to be successful in life, the people outside in construction digging ditches, the people doing manual labor, the people going door to door, working hard, 13 hours a day, getting rejected over and over, would be more successful than the people at the top. You got to work hard, but you got to work smart. That's what people aren't saying. You passed on 6 G's more a year because the position was contract, not direct hire. Exactly. Harrison, what up, man? How you doing? How will you go about freelancing and landing clients? Freelancing and landing clients, I would start with Facebook ads, and I would start with building a portfolio for yourself to push on those Facebook ads. Can I mentor someone who's just starting out with HTML? Dude, mentor, that's the best way to learn. You never know something until you try to teach it. You know how many times I've been like, well, you just do it because, and then I'm like, shit, why do you actually do that? Shit. And then you have to like think about why you do that thing. My friend lost a job offer at Square because he put an inaccurate graduation year and it came up in the background check apparently. I might consider not even putting the year. So don't put the year. Who cares? And then if they bring up, oh, we noticed that you had a year gap, just be like, yeah, dude, my family was sick. I was at home taking care of them. Facebook ads are too expensive. You're better off marketing elsewhere. Maybe Instagram story ads or Instagram. Like, you need some sort of ads. If you have no brand to push traffic yourself, you need some sort of ads to market yourself. That's the only way to be a freelancer these days. You can go on Upwork and hope that you stand out and someone picks you, but you're going to be undercut by everyone else that lives in cheaper countries. What do you recommend for building a personal site with a blog? WordPress, that's what it's for. Some people are just bad teachers if they really know the material. Some people just have no patience. But yeah, you're right. I'm 16 with good HTML, CSS, JS. Can I find a job online? Yeah, we all wish we could do that. Damn, Josh on a roll. I'm just trying to keep it real. I don't know how else to be, guys. I don't want to, Can you do a who do I follow on Twitter? I don't really use Twitter. I'm bad at Twitter. Social media video for how to try and stay ahead of the curve. I don't follow people in tech. I just build things that are exciting to me, and then I end up looking at how to build that thing, and then I end up reading a bunch of blogs on like, oh, this is how we used to do it, but this is how we do it now, and then that's how I do it, I guess. Who do I follow? I follow people that talk about entrepreneurship and business and marketing and video creation. I don't follow people that talk about code. I've been there, done that 8 hours a day for like 3 years. I'm good. You want to know, like, what's a developer advocate? I have no idea. I'm not going to go tell you to follow the creator of Ruby on Rails. You want to know why? Because I just don't care. Like, I don't care. What are they doing? That's great. Like, a bunch of companies use your software. Cool. You want to know what I read motivational stuff and like people that write books, and yeah. I got hired on Upwork for $12 to join a video game test to stress test it. That sounds really, really, really rare. Really rare. Advice on how to sell yourself to a boss to allow you to go remote. Crispy. So I'm assuming you already have the job and you want to go remote. This is hard to do unless you set those expectations up front about being remote and having that boundary. He's going to be like, well, you've been here for a year. Why are you suddenly want to leave the office? Is it something that we've done? Or are you like not happy with the job? Like, so you're going to have to clarify those concerns up front. Be like, look, man, I'm really happy here. I just feel like I get a lot done at home and on my own time, on my own schedule. And they're like, well, we can get you some noise canceling. This is what they said to me. I was like, I want to go home because it's like really distracting here. And they're like, well, we can get you some noise canceling headphones. And I was like, really? So you're gonna have to be like, look, man, let me work at home 3 days a week. You're gonna have to trust me. I'm gonna get a lot done. It raises. Don't be like, I'm gonna get more done, because you might not get more done, because you might come into a ticket that's exceptionally hard. Don't say that. Just be like, look, I'm a lot happier, and I'm more satisfied with the job, and I just really appreciate. Like, that's what you would say.
Your corporate guy voice is killing me. Anton, I don't, like, this is how I've interacted with every single manager that I've ever had, where they're just like, they don't even hear what you're saying. You're not a human to them, okay? You're employee number 3,461, okay? I'd like it if you get back to work, because we have a deadline coming up, and I get a bonus if we meet that deadline. Not you, I get the bonus if we meet the deadline, and I'd really like to take credit for all your hard work, okay?
What are your thoughts on Flutter? I don't really have any. You told your boss you wanted to work about 2 days a week. I work with a lot of people that are 20 years older. You hate the corporate small talk? Yeah, okay. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to be like, look, man, I'm just happier here. I'm happier at the job. You have no reason not to trust me. I just want to I want to work on my own schedule. I want to, you just tell them, but I want to split up my day. I want to do 4 hours in the morning, do some stuff in the middle of the afternoon, get some stuff done, kind of take a break, because that's how my brain works, and then come back at night and finish the rest. And you're just going to have to trust me to get that done. Do you or do you not trust me? And if he's like, well, I just don't think that's going to work, then you can just call him out and be like, well, you don't trust me, which means you don't respect me. So why don't you respect me? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the core issue here. Right? Just call them out on it, because a lot of people that don't want you to work remote, they're like, we want you to come into the office because it's a team environment and blah, blah. No, they just want to watch what you're doing. They want to sit over your shoulder and micromanage you, because they don't trust you, which means they don't respect you, which means they don't think you're going to do your work, So call them out on that. That is the real issue. You won't let me do things on my own. You don't trust me. You don't respect me. If you don't trust me and you say you do respect me, then teach me what to do so that you will, okay? I don't know. That's just how I call them out on it, right? Like, are there jobs where you get respected as a valuable resource? Steve, never call yourself a resource. You're a human, Steve. You are Steve. You are Steve, okay? You're not a resource that gets work done. You are Steve, front-end developer, software developer, back-end developer. You are Steve, You're not resource number 361. Do not call yourself a resource. Do not blend in with that jargon bullshit. I got called a resource, and I looked at the CEO straight in the eyes, and I was like, do not call me a resource. I'm the only front-end developer you have here. My name is Josh Fluke, okay? I'm not one of your resources. I know I'm a part of your budget, and I take away from your bottom line, but when you say that, that makes you look like a real big piece of shit by calling me a resource that takes away from your budget, hopefully adding more to your budget than you're paying me. You are not a resource. You are a person. You are a developer. You have value. Don't get me started on that corporate jargon, man. I hate that. I hate it. Stream sounds like a motivational. Sorry, I'm missing a bunch of questions. I social engineered my boss to permission to work from home. Okay, you don't need permission to work from home. You need permission to get paid and still work from home. You can work from home whenever you want. Just be like, I'm not coming in. That's what I did. I did that a couple times. I was like, look, I'm not coming in today. And then I did that again. They're like, well, are you ever going to come back in? And I was like, yeah, but I think I'm going to start doing 3 days a week. And they're like, well, are you sure about that? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to just do 3 days a week. Is Lambda available in Canada? Not yet. If you get a higher offer from another company, do you tell the other company to match or just leave? Ryan Fishman, here's my point to you about companies matching when you get a better offer. So if you're working at a company and you're applying to jobs and you get an offer that's better than your current job, and they're like, wait, we'll pay you more or we'll match it. Okay, that's bullshit, because you could have been paying me more or matched it this entire time before you made me go look for another job. But joke's on you, the person that's trying to leverage your current company into paying you more, because they know that you are out there looking for another job. They know that you're unhappy. So, you're going to be on the bottom of the promotion list, okay? Yeah, they might pay you more to keep you around for now, to match it, to keep you around for now, to get that quick specific knowledge that you have about the app that no one else knows. They'll want to get that out of you before they fire you. That's what will happen. Okay? So companies that are like, wait, we'll pay you, we'll match. They could have been doing that. They could have been doing that shit the entire time. But they're just trying to stall and keep you around so they can pull out all your knowledge that you might be leaving that fucks them over. and then they'll fire you. But they know that you're already looking for jobs, and they know that you're unhappy. So, GG. So I just leave. Marin, hi, what's up? Hope I don't get demonetized for saying the F word, but whatever. Do companies care about marks? No. Any affordable camera? SL2. Canon SL2, $600. What's your budget? You can get a Sony a6300 pretty reasonably now, too. You could also get a GH4, is also good. You had friends that were hired just for their knowledge and were let go. Yep, exactly. It's all about what you can do for them. And, you know, there's no job security. There's job skill security. There's no company security. There's job skill security. It's what you know. It's what skills you have in your back pocket, your networking connections. That's your job security. Your ability to... I talk about this in my video that I'm going to release today, but basically, who you know at the job, you should always be working with other departments. So if you're at a big company and you just work with one department every day for like 5 years, that's really bad. You should go and network with other people at your job. You should go to the UX team. You should go to the marketing team. You should go to business development team. You should go to whatever. You should go to all the teams you can and make friends with those people in case your job is ever cut or they don't like you. You got like 50 people now. They're like, whoa. Just let Josh come over to our team. He didn't do anything. Just let him come over. Well, hold on. Don't eliminate. I mean, you can eliminate that department. That's fine. I understand going business changes, blah, 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 bullshit. But just let them come to our department. Well, you've made friends. You got network connections. And you got skills from working with those people. Anyways. That's what I would do. Network with other departments at work. Always. Is there a good source for getting better at HTML? Free Code Camp is good. It's time for Josh to create a company that values his employees. You know what kind of company I would have? I would have a temporary company. You would have to come work for me and know that at the end of the year, you got to go do it yourself. Because that's what I want. I don't want to keep you around for 10 years and pay you 10% of what you're earning me. Because that's what I'm going to do. That's what your CEO is doing. Your CEO is paying you 10% of what he's getting in return on that return on investment. You're like a loan. He's getting a return on investment on you, and he's paying you a little bit of money, and you're generating him a whole shitload of money. And that's, you would have to realize that. And so at the end of the year, if you came to work for me, I'd be like, look, you're done. You have to go do this yourself. I've given you the skills that you can be able to do this and build a brand and get a job. Like, you have to go. You can't work for me any longer than this because I don't want you to stop here. Be better than me. That's how I'd run a company. Like, don't be satisfied with just this. Go do more. Want more for yourself. And don't just want me to pay you more. Which is why I don't have a company. What do you think of Triple Byte? Patrick had some interviews on Triple Byte, but he didn't get much from it. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Here we go. Got real quiet. What do you think about Google certification? I have no idea. I don't care about certifications at all. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna draw a little certification for you, and I'm gonna be like, hey, good work, little buddy. I'm gonna stick it on my refrigerator just like your artwork you did in kindergarten when you were 5. That's how Gary Vee runs his company. Gary Vee does not force you to leave. Gary Vee he runs a company in a traditional sense. Oh, storms, unless you meant it like that. Get a job, making it. Yeah, I mean, that's great, right? Like, I am very pro get a job in the short term and then go do something for yourself. Get a job, build yourself up, quit the job, go do something for yourself. That's what I want everyone to do. Well, in reality, will everyone do that? Absolutely not. A lot of people don't want that. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people need the insurance. A lot of people can't afford to take that risk. A lot of people are older in life. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense for everyone, but that is my get a job, build yourself up, work on a side hustle, always work on a side hustle while you're at the job. So if you ever get fired, you got a side hustle, and you got networking, and you got connections, and then go do something yourself. Get what you're worth. If you want to get paid what you're worth, no one's ever going to pay you it except for you. You have to pay yourself. If you think you're worth $100,000 a year, the company says you're worth 60, you're probably worth $100,000, but they're not going to pay you it. You got to pay yourself, and chances are you'll end up paying yourself 4 times that. How old am I? I'm 28. What model monitors? I don't know. I got discount Office Max 27-inch over here. This is my only monitor that I care about. This is a 1440 Asus monitor, 27-inch, and then over here I got another discount over here. Is there a time frame when I should ask for a raise? I think a year is fine. 6 months or a year. If you don't ask for the raise, they're just gonna wait it out, dude. Like, you could have been missing out like on raises. So if you work at a job for like 3 years before you finally ask for a raise, I bet you would have gotten a raise if you asked for it after a year, which means you had 3 more raises by now. But if you want an actual raise, if you want actual good money, if you want an actual 20% increase in your salary, you don't get it from asking for a raise at the job you're at. You get it from leaving and getting a different job, and by setting that standard again in the interview. How long should it take for a junior dev to get up to speed in a new job? It depends on how good are the people around you and how willing they are to help you. A few months. What's the best place to start free? Free Code Camp is good. Upwork or sites like that. I think Upwork and sites like that are very saturated, and you'll get undercut, especially for in the United States. You need, $7 is minimum wage. $7.25 I think is minimum wage. You're gonna get undercut by people that live in like Ukraine, which $7 a day there is equivalent to like $25, something like that, right? You're just gonna get undercut, and it's just saturated by people that are willing to do the work for cheap dollars, because in their country it's a lot of dollars. Is the average raise request 20%? Crispy clean. Go ask for a 20% raise at your current job and watch them kick you out. Watch them actually fire you. You want a raise at a job, you're gonna get maybe 3 to 7%. Maybe 3 to 7% raise at your current job. Maybe. You want a 20% raise? Quit your job, get a new job. That's how you make raises. That's how I went from $18 an hour, which is $36,000 a year, to $50,000, to $65,000, to $75,000, to which now I pay myself triple that. Sometimes, not lately. Is it okay to put I can reverse a link list on my resume? No one cares if you can reverse a link list except for like Google and Facebook and Amazon. That's not true at all. Do you have a degree? I have a mechanical engineering degree. More companies ghost. Yeah, okay. You're gonna get ghosted by more companies than you will get rejected. If you get rejected, you should treat it as like an exception, because it's like, oh shit, I got rejected. Awesome, cool. That means they actually saw it. Most companies don't even give you time of day. Any U.S. site like Upwork, Upwork has a U.S. checkbox button, but then you're gonna get. No one's gonna pick you, because they're gonna pick the people that have 300 previous projects that they can look at and look through. Because as the new guy coming up on Upwork, what are you going to do to stand out? Do you have a brand? Do you have social media? Chances are probably not. Except for big companies, no one cares if you can reverse a linked list. It's just not practical. No one cares. Like, I don't care. I don't do riddles. Algorithms don't matter. They're not practical. It's not what you're doing on the job as a front-end developer. You don't need to be able to do, like, I don't need to see a binary search tree if I just need you to make this React component so I can see the view. Like, Zach says, I'm TF out of here. Snooty Junior Dev thinks he's better than Google, Facebook, and Google. You are trash. LOL. Zach, have a good day, man. How to stand out from 100 job applies. Some of it depends on the company, right? some of the standing out depends on the company. Sometimes the guy just that's looking at resumes might be in a good mood. Sometimes you might not be in a good mood. You might be applying at the time of year when everyone's graduating college. Like right now, everyone, like, you're either in summer school or you're probably on the tail end of looking for a job because you just graduated college. So what I would recommend is, like, right now in the summertime, look for jobs, because when they start, picking it back up, you're going to be at the top of the stack. Like on the holidays. Holiday season is really slow, but like they're not, it's really slow. Everyone just wants to spend time with their family and stuff. But at the end of the holidays, when they start picking up the resumes again, hey, boom, your resume's there on the top of the stack. You think Zach is one of the salty CS majors? I think Zach just doesn't understand the reality of the actual working. There's a lot of, reversing a linked list is great, but what value does that add to the team? If you can reverse a linked list and all these other people on the team can reverse a linked list, what is your actual value? Great. We got 9 other people that can reverse a linked list. Who cares? Why do I need you, another person, to do it? It's like, what can you do? That's different. It's just the reality of providing value. That's what I would, as a CEO, do. I'd be like, all right, well, you can reverse a linked list, but I already hired like 3 other people that can. So if I ask you this in the interview, what does that actually prove to me? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll come back and be like, Zach, or maybe Zach will come back and be like, Josh, you know what? They didn't care. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an elitist junior dev that's trash. I think I'm just an elitist junior dev that's trash, guys. That's probably it. I don't know. I don't actually know how to code. I'm like the best con artist in the history of existence. Thoughts on working as a contractor versus full-time? Okay, working as a contractor, you get a 1099, which means you got to do your own taxes. You also may or may not have a temporary contract. Full-time employee, you can still be full-time and be a contract. But you get a W-2, which means you get screwed over more on taxes. You knew it, Michael, you knew it. Someone said that they talked to me on Twitch the other day with a mechanical dad. Sorry, I read it in my head. I just didn't acknowledge it. Jason. Yeah, talk to me on Twitch when we were filming with my dad. About to start build week. All right, dude. Keep it up. When did I start? Like over 3 years ago? How important is a cover letter? Cover letter is everything, man. What examples would be better to demonstrate value in an interview? You want to demonstrate value in an interview, you go look up the company and see what they're building and see what they're lacking. If you want to demonstrate value in an interview, go to the company's website, find a bunch of errors in it, or even if it doesn't have any errors that you can find, just go to the company website and be like, this is what I would change to make it more responsive. Because every website could be more responsive. And if it's already responsive, be like, this is what I would change to make it more accessible. Chances are they probably didn't cover accessibility. Chances are if it's accessible, it's probably not responsive. Chances are, I don't know. That's what I would do. What happens with a W-2? A W-2, you just pay your typical taxes, which means you're going to end up paying more taxes than if you paid taxes yourself, because then you can business expense things if you're a contractor, which means you get more overall income later at the end of the year. What is that genuine thing that you are sponsoring? Genuine thing that you are sponsoring. The thing up here, this thing up here, this is my Patreon. So if you want to be a Patreon, you get a whole bunch of cool perks because it supports the channel. Basically, like you'll get all my courses free. You'll get all the brand building courses free. Pick my music, and it depends on what tier, right? Maybe I have too many tiers, but I thought it'd be fun. So if you're interested, there's my little Patreon up there. I don't actually use Patreon anymore. I should probably take it out, but this is my new Patreon, which means I can control what. So if you have a Patreon, you're not allowed to like do giveaways and stuff to get people to be a Patreon. If you have a YouTube join button, you're not allowed to offer one-on-one contact in terms of people joining. So anyways, I have this thing up here, which is on my website, which means I can do whatever I want. And I get all of the money. Patreon takes 20%. YouTube takes 45%. That's not good. Actually, if you do support the channel, basically all this money just goes to paying my dad's rent, pretty much. How do you keep your Microsoft computers from crashing and viruses? I don't think you should be crashing and have viruses anymore. Do you work more from a desktop or a laptop? I work at a desktop. I'm not a huge laptop fan. I don't even I don't like taking a laptop, like especially like a MacBook, and then like plugging it into the dock and then using my 5 Thunderbolt dongles that convert into HDMI and then plug in my computers and then have like basically no graphical power, because Macs have basically no graphical power unless you have the expanded GPU box, which gives you graphical power, but then you have another box of things that you got to plug into your MacBook. So typically I just use a Windows desktop. What is the best to claim on taxes? I'm getting to like 20% taken out on a paycheck, claiming 1. Are you a W-2? If you're a W-2, there's really nothing you can do. Can we see projects you showed companies which got you the job? I don't think my projects got me the job. I think it was my ability to barter with them. That was my ability. Like, my projects didn't matter. It was more about my tenacity in the interview. They were like, yeah, we just don't think that you're really experienced, so right now we're going to have to say no. And I was like, hold on. Hold that thought. Don't say no just yet. Let me work. Let me do something. Let me just work. I'll do it part-time, 10 hours a week. Let me do something. You can say no, but hold on to it. What about it? You just let me work. Just do a little something. Boom, got my first job. They were unimpressed. Right? And they were like, all right, well, yeah. And I was like, all right, how about this? You hire me as part-timer, call me an intern. It'll make your startup look good in the eyes of your investors that you're putting confidence into the new age of young technological entrepreneurs. And they were like, yeah, that would really be some good PR for our company. Yeah, I'll talk to the investor. And they call me back. They were like, yeah, you're hired. And I was like, sweet. It's not like, sometimes it's not all about what you can code and about your portfolio. One time I was like, look, you can say no. That's fine. How about I do 50 push-ups right now and you say yes? And they were like, what? And I was like, 50 push-ups in a row right now, you say yes. And they were like, all right. You know, like, that's how you stand out, to have the tenacity to not just be like, oh, well, all right, it was good meeting you. Thanks, everybody. Like, bullshit. I don't care. Stand out. Be exciting. Be your own person. No one's expecting that. No one's ever expecting that. If you can brighten their day by some unexpectedness like that, it's the best. You can only do 10 push-ups? You don't believe the 50 push-up story? Yeah, because it's ridiculous. So did you do 50 push-ups? Yeah, of course. Watch me shotgun this pizza. Well, you'd have to bring a pizza into the interview, Jamie. Is there anything you enjoy listening to more than coding tutorials? Because when I listen to Cool Psychologists, I forget anything. Isn't coding a trade-off as a means to make dough? Dude, I don't like listening to code tutorials. I hate listening to code tutorials. I will go to sleep. It might as well be ASMR to me, okay? I don't watch code tutorials. I don't listen to code tutorials unless there is something that I'm trying to like, I'll try to build something myself, and then I'll go look for a way to, if I get stuck. Other than that, I don't watch coding tutorials just to be like, oh, well, React is, there's this new thing in React. I better go learn it. No. I'm more like, is there a reason for me to learn this new thing in React? Am I using it right now? No. All right, well, then I'm going to keep doing things. That's how I do things, and that's what you guys should do. Don't just be like, oh, something new came out. Let me go catch up on it. Like, are you going to use it? Is it practical to you? Is it good? Is it going to do anything for you to know about it right now? Would you pay $9.99 for a Mac stand? No, I wouldn't buy a Mac, so no. When are you twitching that game dev? Maybe an hour. I want to get started on editing my video a little bit first. You're going to upgrade to new Ryzen Zen 2 CPUs? Do I not need that? Oh, dude, that'd be great. Lucy, that would be fantastic. I'd love to upgrade, but I like not being homeless more. So I've spent a lot of money on the gear that you guys saw, and I spent a lot of money on getting my dad up to speed. I gave my dad my car pretty much because he had an old piece of shit car. That I also bought him that. But I gave him my car, which means I got another car. It's a bunch of money. And then because I haven't been posting videos, and the income and revenue has gone down, it's not good. That's why I launched this little thing up here. Are you an airbender? No. Do you have any questions for me? And I said, yeah. Have you played Breath of the Wild yet? What do you think? It threw him off, but I got the job. Definitely ask those questions. Ready to keep your mind active during this workflow. Ready to learn some game dev now that this 9 to 5 is on lock. That sounds kind of exciting, but kind of depressing. Any suggestions for React courses? Tyler McGinnis is good. If you have a micro center near you, the Ryzen 2700X is 130. I don't have a micro center. There's no micro centers in Utah. There's like no computer things. There's only laptops and something fix it, where they sell everything to you at like a 10x thing. Are you planning on becoming an actor? I thought about being an actor when I was a little kid. I used to call my mom's hair salon and pretend to be people booking things. I was like, hi, my name is Ricardo, and I'd like to book an appointment for highlights today. And then eventually my mom caught on. She was like, Josh, stop. You guys stop calling me at work. And I was like, this is actually Ricardo. Please don't refer to me as Josh. That is not my name. So maybe I'll be an actor. And then she hung up on me. What part of Utah? I live in Salt Lake City. Like, literally Salt Lake City's 5 minutes that way. Anything that's really cool to you, something you want to eventually be able to make that kind of feels out of reach right now? Yeah, I want to make like a full feature film. I can't do like the accent, right? Like, because then it's like a stereotype, and then, you know, like sometimes I would call with like a more Hispanic accent, but I can't do that on stream because people will be like, "Oh, that's racist." And it's not, but you get what I mean, right? So I call with different accents, call like I'm from India, or call like I'm from German, or call like I'm from Russia, you know, just, but you can't do that on YouTube. It'd be like, oh, look, he's racist. How long did it take for me to land? 2 weeks after my, 2 weeks after my, thing, you know, 2 weeks after my boot camp. You're in Taylorsville. The U of U boot camp, or boot camps in general. Alex, fam, the U of U boot camp is not a U of U boot camp. That is Trilogy Education boot camp, and Trilogy Education has an 80-20 split. Trilogy Education gives 20% of your tuition to the University of Utah, and in return, the University of Utah lets them stamp the sticker of University of Utah onto Trilogy, and Trilogy basically gets to say one sentence: "We are the University of Utah boot camp, powered by Trilogy." But no one ever reads the powered by Trilogy part, which means you're getting ripped off. Please don't go there. Please don't go there. Boot camps are good. Go to Lambda School. Okay, don't go to Dev Mountain. Check out V School maybe. Helio. Don't go to Dev Mountain. Don't go to Trilogy. Will you make a short movie about the life of a coder? Watch the stream. That's the life of a coder. Hey man, what page for freelancer dev job? What do you mean? What's the future of that? I have no idea. Will it pop off? I don't even know what you're talking about, so probably not. How do you plan out your React components data-wise, assuming you're not using Redux? How do I plan them out? I don't know. I look at how other people at the team did it and then do it like that, probably. Well, there's a Trilogy bootcamp near me, and I've heard good things about it. You want to know why you've heard good things about it? Because they delete the bad things about it. They forced the guy that wrote a really bad Reddit post to delete his Reddit post. Okay? I don't think it's all that bad. Well, there's no guarantee at all. There's no tuition reimbursement if you don't get a job. And it's not free to go until you get a job, which means why would you ever go there and not somewhere else? Also, Trilogy is only 3 months long with no computer science taught, so. Dude, I went to Dev Mountain. Yeah, I went to Dev Mountain too. Ever catch your dog doing things to their special friends? No, I don't master the mash. She doesn't do that. Diego, what's up, dude? If you're not paid enough full time, would you study build portfolio a couple months before job hopping to a higher salary range, or just keep applying while you're building your projects, because it's going to take time for them to respond to your applications. Always apply. Blue, you're the only reason I didn't go. Now I'm almost done with the free full stack boot camp with the interview at the end, so thank you, dude. You're welcome, man. The boot camp you went to was 2 months long. I don't even know if that qualifies as boot camp. Have you heard of Thinkful? Yeah, I've heard of Thinkful, but I don't know much about it. Thinkful won't respond to me. You know, so you guys know this, right? The only reason that I'm like pro Lambda School or that I follow people at Lambda School is not because I don't want to follow people at other places. It's because other places won't let me. They won't be like, hey, Josh, here's access to our students. Will you follow some? And I was like, or they won't say that. I reached out to Flatiron once. I reached out to Flatiron School. I was like, hey, I'd like to, this was before Lambda School. I was like, I'd like to just follow some people. And I shotgunned out some places. I just want to follow some people for content on the YouTube to show what it's like to learn code. And they were like, oh, yeah, sorry, no, you're a nobody. Or we'll forward it to our marketing team. If there's a fit, we'll let you know. I was like, you know how many times I've read, we'll forward it to X, and if there's a fit, we'll let you know. That's basically just giving me a big middle finger. And then Lambda School was like, yo, we're new. We'll give you a shot. And I was like, cool. And then I start putting everything side by side, and I'm like, shit, this is actually the best one. Good thing it's actually the best one. Any advice on lowering anxiety during whiteboard tests? Okay, so it's not about getting the right answer. It's just about moving towards an answer, any answer. Just move towards an answer. You don't even got to get to it, okay? All you got to do is be able to walk them through your thought process while you're doing it. So you're doing it. You're doing the whiteboard problem. You're being like, look, this is how I would get to this, and I know the next step is that we have to get these people's names, but right now I'm kind of at a loss for words on how I would get these names in the best optimized kind of loop. So give me a second to figure that out. Do you guys have any input on how I would get this optimized loop? Because that's what you're going to do at work. Don't be afraid to ask questions because you're going to Google it at work. Okay? It's not about getting the right answer or even to an answer. Just head in that direction and voice yourself as you do it. Yeah, it proves so little. Who was blowing me up? Ever think about going into DevOps? Dude, I do DevOps so much. So much DevOps all the time on my own website because I'm constantly messing my website up. Hello, it's me. Hello. How hard is it to transition from office dev into working freelance? Okay, to work freelance, you got to have clients lined up, and you got to have a lot of clients lined up. And the whole time you're working freelance, you're going to be looking for your next client unless you got 2 or 3 lined up. And how do you know that they're going to stay lined up? You probably need a brand. You probably got to be worth waiting for. So you got to start building that brand. You got to start showing what you can do. You got to start reaching out. You got to start networking. You got to start having 2 or 3 people lined up because you know at least one of those people is going to drop off. How to develop websites for colorblind people. It's called accessibility. There's a contrast ratio. You can look it up there. Pocket in your Discord is awesome. Devin, are you still on vacation? Can you get a job with only an MCSD search? I don't even know what that is. Probably. Sounds good to me. You have an MCSD certification? Dude, sounds good. You're hired. Devin, I want to be on paid vacation. How long does that last? You just get unlimited paid vacation? What do you think of Algo Expert? They're advertising a lot on YouTube channels. $70 for 70 problems with explanations. Not sure if it's worth it. Just get cracking the coding interview. Jesse Reed, what's up, man? Use Axe on the Chrome store for test color contrast. Yeah, you can do that too. Or there's also a color contrast ratio checker. I'm 14 and I love front end. Nice, dude. That's good whiteboard info. Tristan, it doesn't matter, dude. Don't freak out because number one, you got to understand this is just a test. This is just to see your ability to act under pressure. If everyone figured out that whiteboarding was bullshit and then it didn't actually matter if you get to the right answer that much, then they probably wouldn't do them. Because I would go into the whiteboard and be like, look, man, I really have no idea what to do here, but I'm gonna do my best to walk you through and try to move towards what I think is the correct solution. And I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay, team? Because if I'm at work, I'm probably gonna Google how to do this. But right now, you're not giving me access to a computer, so you want to see what I can do. That's fine. That's cool. All right, here. This is where I would start. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. But I'm not sure how to get from this thing to this thing. Can you guys give me a hint or a tip here? And if they say no, then be like, all right, well, then I'm not really sure what to do, and this seems really unrealistic of what I would do on the job. So thanks very much. I'm out. Bye. Any certifications for React front end? Certifications don't matter. I'm going to stick it on my refrigerator next to my little noodle art that I did in kindergarten. That's what certifications in web dev means. Do you enjoy like game programming or development? I enjoy making games, and that requires development, so I guess I game dev. How much experience needs to make 100K? It's not experience needed to make 100K. It's not skill level needed to make 100K. It's only your ability to negotiate and sell to make 100K. If you want 100K, negotiate that in the interview. If they call your bluff 3 weeks later because they think you're not worth it, hey, you got 100K. How much experience is needed? I don't know. How much do you work? How well do you learn? Are you learning the right stuff? Are you good at selling? It's not experience. Speaking of Trilogy, Case Western here in Cleveland is doing the same thing. It's Michael, the thing with Trilogy is that they do it with every single university across the United States. Miami U of U, Utah U of U, Rutgers U of U. They are just partnering with universities and paying them 20% of your tuition so they can slap their sticker on it and be like, oh yeah, you're actually going to this boot camp brought to you by this prestigious university. So hopefully when you graduate, you'll get a you'll get a job because it says that it was part of this, but it's not actually part of anything. I'm sorry. Don't get bamboozled. I'm trying to learn React. What approach helps a lot to learn? Sometimes I get bored and lose interest while watching tutorials. Yeah, that's cool, dude. I get bored and lose interest all the time when I'm watching tutorials. You gotta get comfortable with being bored, I guess, which is probably not what you want to hear, but you gotta do the boring stuff to get to the good stuff, man. You can't just keep jumping around because you're gonna be missing these big gaps of information that are important, but they were really boring. Or they were explained really boring. Try to find a different way that explains the boring concepts. Trilogy is a lot cheaper than Lambda. Hey, you pay for what you get, fam. Also, Trilogy is 3 months long instead of 9 months long. Also, Trilogy has no reimbursement if you don't get a job in 6 months. Also, Trilogy makes you pay all of that money up front. Also, Trilogy makes you pay a bunch of money to reserve your seat, which is like a lot of money. So if you decide to not go, they still take that money from you. And also, it's really not that much more. It's Trilogy is 50% less expensive than Lambda, but Lambda is 3 times as long. So, yeah. Fight me. But I just say you pay for what you get. Thoughts on Data Quest? What's Data Quest? Is that good? We can look at Data Quest. It's only like 3K for a 24-week class. 24 weeks is, what is that? 6 months? Is Lambda all online or is there any in-camp? No, there's no in-camp. You don't need to be in-camp. Anyone that says otherwise is just wasting a bunch of money as a CEO, because why would you even do that? You're paying a bunch of money to own a bunch of locations. You can have students get together that live near each other and go study together. I already paid to reserve my seat. I wish I watched this sooner. Don't. All right, look, man, Alex, you are having the sunk cost fallacy. So you would rather lose $500, or you would rather lose, what is it, $15,000 instead of $500, and just go because, oh, I already paid my reservation, so I got to keep going. Like, this is sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy. Google that right now. Sunk cost fallacy. Those thoughts that you just typed out, sunk cost fallacy. You're gonna, I don't know, dude. Not worth. Apply to Lambda, then go to some cheap country so I can survive for the 9. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as you're in the supported countries. Oh, look, there goes the battery. Hold. Panic. Alright, we might be good. So dark. I think that's a sign. I'm on Pomodoro. All right, I'll do 6 more minutes with you guys, and then I need to go edit my video. Isn't Lambda working on grants that support people during the duration of boot camp? Yeah, pretty much. This is what happens when you go to Lambda, your lecture teachers. Oh, Devin. $500 though. Maybe Lambda can work that out with you, like a discount. Lambda's not gonna give you $500 discount because you messed up. They're gonna be like, yeah, bro, sorry, no, it was your mistake. Here's $500. No, Have you reviewed Tech Talent South? Nope. I don't know what that is. We can look at it. 5 minutes Tech Talent South. Let's look it up. What do you think of the bootcamp called Coding Dojo? I'm pretty sure you want to know. You want to know why you've never seen any intro of my video that's like, this video is brought to you by Dev Mountain. This video is brought to you by Coding Dojo. This video is brought to you by Trill. You want to know why you've never seen any of those? It's because they won't even talk to me. It's because they know this is bullshit. That's why. And even if they did, they know that I'd be like, well, tell me why you don't have a guarantee. Tell me why you do this. Do you have anything else to offer? What's your outcomes? Where's your outcomes? Why do you do this? Do you think this is kind of misleading? They know that I would call them out on that. And that's why they don't even want to talk to me. They just hope that I don't make waves big enough. That's it. I actually asked Dev Mountain. I was like, yo, what up, Dev Mountain? Why don't you have a guarantee? And they were like, well, it's just because our students won't take the curriculum here. Look, how about this? How about we make it real? How about I make this shit really real and I let you read the message on LinkedIn? Let's do that. You want to do that? Because that's how friggin' a joke. Top projects for junior, there's no top project. There's only top technologies. So use technologies that match the jobs that you want. This dude's about to get fired. Where's he at? Let me. Might as well just roast some people. Can you go to Lambda School and work 9 to 5? Yeah, they have a part-time deal. Where is this? Where is it? 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 I don't even remember his name. I bet you he deleted the message. Is it in February? Patrick's in here. What are the top things in your list to stand out among other freelance? A brand? Having a brand. You're not going to stand out by just being like, well, I know more PHP than him. That's not what lands you the job. You know what lands you the job? Being like, I had 3 clients last week. This guy had a last client like 6 months ago. You can tell me what's wrong with working a W-2? W-2 means that the company gets to business expense everything that they're paying you. And if you're a contractor, you can business expense your own shit and lower your overall tax burden at the end of the year. That's not tax advice. Little asterisk there. So you are being business expensed as a W-2. The company is business expensing you right now. They're being like, oh yeah, it's like, I have this monthly bill. You're their monthly bill that they're writing off. How do you learn coding if you don't like boot camps? Thank you for the feedback, Josh. You're awesome. Jordan, go hit up Udemy. Go hit up Free Code Camp. Go hit up people on LinkedIn and be like, yo, I want a job. But I mean, maybe not say that, but you get it. There's the search bar. Where do we go? Where do we go? It's a weird song. Does Lambda School teach algorithms and data structures? Yes. Oh, weird song. Sure. I'm just looking for this message. Might have to open up Slack and try to find it. What do I have to type? What do I have to type to find it? Oh, here we go. Here we go, boys. Here we go. I found it. You guys want to read this shit? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Dev Mountain right now. Please play The End is Near. I can't. I'll get demonetized. I'm in Seattle. There are a lot of free coding classes. Yeah, definitely go. Hey, how do you do a job you don't like and still code? I need to pay bills, but it's hard doing both. Try not to give excuses, but I'm just fed up. How do you do both? You just do both. I know that doesn't help you, but you're going to go to meetups. I guess you can go to meetups if that's what you need. All right. Here's what we'll do. Let me... How do I do this here? Let me just find the part where... Did you delete it? Can you delete messages? Okay. Oh, I guess I'm... Alright. Tech Talent South, you were reviewing it? Been told that dev job you only code for about 2 hours a day. Yeah, it's pretty true. Alright, I'll just read the message to you. Hey Josh, wanted to reach out. We've been connected for a while. I've heard some from connections recently. You haven't been stoked on the direction Dev Mountain's going. Is there anything particular feedback you could give? Blah, 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 blah. Thanks for the feedback. And I said, add a guarantee. And he said, a job guarantee? And I said, no. If they don't get one, they get tuition back, which in itself is a guarantee. Standard 6-month effort is required and whatnot. Helio has one. V-School has one. Thanks for the feedback. I'll make sure to bring that up in my next meeting. We're pretty upfront about not having one, but I definitely see the draw. And I said, without a guarantee, there's nothing holding Dev Mountain to a standard. It could teach jQuery to everyone because there's no risk involved on their end. There's no investment required in the students. They can say what they want to teach, state-of-the-art industry tech, but without taking that risk and putting money behind where that claim is made, it doesn't mean much. Without it, I see it as take money, teach whatever. We got the money already. Please see alumni services. That's what I said. I said I actually went there before it was bought out the first time by Capella, a for-profit institution, which is, yeah, that's bad in any scenario, and before the prices were raised, but back then no one had a guarantee, so that was fine. It has to stay competitive with the industry. Right now, I think it just rides on culture vibes and cool video marketing and people drinking the Kool-Aid. And he says, I have to disagree in that sense. I see the draw of tuition reimbursement, but the market is the guide when it comes to any business model. If we're not teaching what the market needs and the companies aren't impressed with our grads and not hiring them, we'd be hard-pressed to stay in business. And then he said, culture vibes and marketing instead of in-demand skills? I'd love for you to come audit our curriculum. You still get full access as a grad, or I can get you into our LMS, Learning Management System, to see the layout and all the content. Basically, he's just totally sidestepping my add a guarantee. Why won't you add a guarantee? Like, he's just being a politician, just totally ignoring what I said. We're pretty aggressive in terms of matching what each market we do business in needs. I said, none of this is directed at you in a personal sense. Oh, no, totally. I appreciate it. Sorry if I came across like I felt like it was. And I said, I still think Dev Mountain could stay in business for quite some time without a guarantee right now because no one knows the difference. Because you get their money up front, it doesn't matter. You can stay in business. And he said, the biggest thing for us is that like 70% of our students are referrals. So if we stop being competitive, we'd go out of business fairly quickly. And what I said 2 seconds ago was that I said, right now I think it just rides on culture vibes, cool video marketing, and drinking the Kool-Aid. And then I literally said, and that's where I go, that's how it rides on culture. And everyone just tells everyone because they tell everyone else because it's cool, and everyone just drinks the Kool-Aid. And he said, is it drinking the Kool-Aid if students are getting jobs? I guess for me it comes down to outcomes. I'd appreciate your insight. I'd never thought about it from that perspective. I said, many students at many boot camps get jobs, but those also have guarantees, so it blows my mind that Dev Mountain doesn't. It also doesn't offer an income share agreement or anything. And he says, super fair points. Thanks for taking the time to respond. It's like talking to HR at this point. Again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Much like yourself, I just want the students to succeed. If people are going to give up college or skip college and take out a loan to pay this kind of tuition, I want them to have something to fall back on. I definitely don't think you're being a jerk. It's good to get in perspective, especially from people that have been successful. Please feel free to swing by if you ever want to chat. And he just shut me down. He just shut me down. That was it. He just like, why don't you add a guarantee? That's a great point. I'll bring it up. And he's never, ever talked to me again. Mind you, this is the guy that is technical lead and program director. Of course he doesn't want to deal with me because he knows I'm going to keep calling him out on it. Because it's bullshit. What do you think about App Academy? I don't know. I've heard some good stuff and some bad stuff. How'd you make your Spider-Man background? Wallpaper engine? What are their prices? You can't find it anywhere. For Dev Mountain, like $20K, I think. Something like that. Tech Talent South. Learn to code and do big something big. Oh, like they're making... Oh, start developing with our 8-week code immersion program. 8 weeks? 2 months? Yeah, good luck. I don't understand why people would attend a boot camp that doesn't have a guarantee either. It just blows my mind. At least if it's not a job guarantee, just to have tuition reimbursement, you know? Like I don't understand how they're not out of business, dude. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's been bought out twice. It was bought out once by Capella Education, which is basically like DeVry and ITT Tech, and then it was bought out again by like some University of Phoenix bullshit, which is also a for-profit institution. I got a master's degree in business from my University of Phoenix, University of bullshit. No one cares. University of Phoenix not real. It's real, but it's not real. Like, I would laugh at somebody. Like, I have a IT bachelor's from University of Phoenix. Oh, what did you have to do to get in? Open the door? I hate for-profit institutions. I hate them so much. They just prey on people that don't know any better. What's your email? You want to mail me? It's just a grindreel@gmail.com. Let's see. I'm looking at it full time. So 8 weeks. 8 weeks is $6,750 for 8 weeks. What? What? And then how many people are in these offices? Accessibility to space during the day. So you have an office you can go code at? Planned networking and awesome social events. Okay, you're paying for social events. Go to college. At least there's hot girls there. Breakout sessions in the afternoons, evenings, and beyond. Breakout sessions. That's social events. Okay, so that's 2 things that they're marketing as 2. There's really nothing I see here that's particularly special. Oh, if you pay everything up front, they take $675 off. Nah, fam. Tech Talent South, nope. Hard pass. You're not going to learn enough for anything to matter in 8 weeks. In 8 weeks, you're not even going to be able to, like... It's not enough time. If you're going full-time for 8 weeks, it's not enough time to learn everything you need to even be close. Because your brain just will be saturated with that much information. It's just not going to happen. It's just impossible. It's not impossible. Don't let me say anything's impossible, but it seems really unlikely. What were the good and bad things you heard about App Academy? Well, I worked with a graduate from App Academy, and what is this? Can I answer the phone? Hold on.
Affordable health insurance from A+ rated insurers.
Oh shit.
At prices that you and your family can afford.
Insurance.
Our nationwide PPO plans are currently.
Shut up. W3 Schools has their own certificate. Yeah, well, certificates don't mean anything, man. That's like 15 ETSC points in 8 weeks. Well, you actually don't. You can't transfer these courses over. So like, if I follow the curriculum of Lambda, I think I can do it myself. What's your thoughts? I don't know what you can or cannot do yourself, man. It's hard for me to say. If you believe you can do it, then you can do it, man. You can do whatever. You don't have to go to boot camp. You don't have to go to boot camp at all. Like if you don't want to pay for it, and you think you have the discipline to keep it going, definitely do that first. If you got that discipline, you got that hustle, you got the ability to power through the boring stuff, you got that ability to push through the parts where you don't have a mentor or a guide, if you know what to do, if you got that problem solving capability, then do it yourself. Definitely go that route. But if you don't, I tried to do it myself. I did it myself, and I ended up doing 30 minutes of code and 6 hours of Overwatch. It just didn't work because I get stuck, and I wouldn't want to Stack Overflow, or I wouldn't know what I was reading on Stack Overflow. So that's why I had to go. If I don't like it, can I cancel and don't need to pay the annual? Skillshare is like $10 a month. So yeah, I don't think you have to do it. Thank you for taking the time to review them. They're one of 2 boot camps near me. This is not a boot camp. 8 weeks is not enough to be a boot camp. This is not a boot camp. That's why they call it Code Immersion Program. This is just 2 weeks of classes. 2 months of classes. What were you going to say about App Academy? I was going to say that I worked with someone from App Academy that has been done with App Academy for over a year and has been unable to find a job. I personally helped him apply, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't pass the tests that the interviews gave him. He didn't know what to do in the technical side of things. They also teach Ruby on Rails, so yeah. What is enough weeks? Definitely not 8. That's not enough. 3 months is pushing it. Like even most of the boot camps have extended. That kid who was 19 got a 70K job. Were some things about him that you would advise to others would follow? I mean, he locked himself in a room all day, just coded straight up because he didn't have anything else. He didn't have, he didn't have anywhere to go. He was basically gonna just be homeless. Any suggestions for interview prep? Glassdoor will tell you what you need to know. Go to interview questions. Look those up. Yeah, Aubrey's proof. Aubrey did it himself. Aubrey didn't have to. Aubrey's got kids. Aubrey's got kids, relationships to deal with, a full-time job. He did it himself and landed a job. He didn't do it. Lambda part-time is 18 weeks. Lambda part-time is like a year, I think. Still feels a little short. It's 18 weeks? It's not 18. It's like a year, though. This is like some Disney music. Like we're flying or something. I like it. This is my code music right now. $18 months. Yeah, okay. Why Ruby on Rails, though? Dude, I don't know. Don't get certifications. Don't get certifications. They don't mean anything, okay? This is Kingdom Hearts music. It's not. It's because I get demonetized. Are Oracle certifications worth it? No. Nothing matters. No certificates in web development matter. I'm going to put it on my refrigerator next to my noodle art that says Happy Mother's Day. Okay? Doesn't mean anything because there's no accountability. There's no one saying, hey, did you pass the test? Oh, great. It was graded by like 10 people. There's no accreditation behind it. You literally don't do anything for a certificate, so you might as well make the certificate first before you even do the thing. Congratulations, I got a bachelor's degree, guys. Like, it doesn't... I got my little macaroni noodle art on my refrigerator. Happy Mother's Day. You're the best mom ever. I'm going to put my web development from W3 Schools certificate right next to it because that's how much it means. Actually, the mom one means a lot, but you get you get the point, right? No one cares. they'd be like, "Oh, great. Was it hard to get the certificate?"
And you'd be like, well, I just took the video courses and yeah, I clicked get certificate and then it gave me a PDF and so basically I'm a master.
Like, that's what you're saying. I'm trying to be a douche. I'm just saying, you're gonna get laughed at. Only time you'll need a cert is if you work for the government. Yep. But not a free code camp certificate or a W3 school certificate or some other Google certificate. Government doesn't care about that either. Government cares about security clearance certificate. Government cares about your citizenship certificate. Government cares about your degree and whether that came from a US based institution or not. Dang, what should I be using my summer for instead of studying for certifications? You study to build things and learn things. You don't study for a paper, man. That's where everyone messes up. You don't go to college for the degree. You don't go to college at all because you don't learn anything. You study to learn things, to solve problems, to build things. You don't study for certificates. You don't study for papers. Everyone says you just need the paper to get a job. That's not how this shit works. You have to study to solve problems. Stop listening to your parents saying,
You'll go to college, get the degree, that's all you need to get a job.
that's not how this friggin' works. You learn things that provide value to the company, that add dollars in the pocket of the CEO. That's why the CEO wants to hire you. That's why the CEO tells HR lady to hire you, because you're bringing value that puts more dollars in his pocket. That means value. That means you come to the table bringing things that can bring him money, which in turn brings you money. Stop studying for papers and stupid certificates. Study to bring that value, to bring that money, to solve real world problems that people want to invest their time, also converts into money into. That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. Paper might get you interviews. Maybe. Might get you interviews. How do you show your value then? GitHub profile? No, you're thinking too small, Jason. That's not how you show your value. You show your value by coming to the interview saying, look, man, I looked at your website right now and I think that you're missing a lot of traffic because of how it's designed. It's not accessible at all. And when I tried to load this shit on my phone, it didn't even load. So let's talk about improving that. I think that'll bring you a lot of traffic and possibly convert into more customers, which might convert into more dollars later. So that's how you bring value. You have to think outside the box.
Some be like, well, my GitHub says that I know PHP, so like, but I know the job is React, so like I have some extra value on the back burner if you want.
No, you come into the interview bringing them shit that they haven't thought about that they could fix right now that would add an extra $1 to the budget. Sorry for getting mean. I'm not trying to get mad. You always feel that approach sends a bad, pompous message. I mean, you don't say that word for word in the interview, man. You go to the interview and be like, so what can you do? And you'd be like, well, when I was researching, this is how you say it. This is how you say it politically correct. Okay? You say, well, when I was researching the company, I noticed you guys have a really great product that you're offering, but I noticed that your conversion rate might be higher. When I was looking at the website, I tested the mobile responsiveness on my phone, and I noticed I couldn't really browse on the phone. And so I came up with a couple solutions in mind. I didn't actually do it yet. I don't know if you were okay, if you would have the time to look at that today in the interview, but I came up with a couple solutions to your site where we could easily implement some accessibility so you could reach out to the customers that wouldn't normally be able to use this software, which I think, again, it might help your guys' budget. It might help out. Like, that's how you talk. You don't be like, yo, this shit wouldn't even load. Like, I'm being aggressive about it. But that's not how you say it in the interview. Be a human. Open up, maybe do this. Come into the interview, be like, open up the Chrome inspector. Be like, can I take a look at the site real quick? I just noticed something real quick. I just wanted to show you. So number one, you're demonstrating value because you're opening up the dev tools. Number two, you're bringing up, points that could be improved without even being paid to do it, which means you're invested into the company without even being part of the company, which shows a huge increase for you. And then number 3, it shows that you know what you're doing because you're solving a problem live in front of them and you're communicating your ability to do it. So you go in, you open up Chrome DevTools, and you're like, all right, so this is what I would do right here. And I would just change this thing, move this thing around right here, and then boom, right here. Like, it's way more responsive. And now you're good. Now you're good to go. I think this would be really great. And they're probably just like, holy shit. You know, everyone else is like,
well, you know, I went to school. I was part of the varsity junior basketball team before I stopped doing that to do my you know, dev stuff. And like,
that's how I do it. Hopefully that helps somebody out there. If you appreciate the stream, you want to support the channel, you can get my little Patreon membership. I shout you out at the end of every video, name and credits, pick my music, etc., etc., etc. And it helps me and my dad do what we're doing. So you can go check that out. Link for the Patreon support is down there. It's on my website. It's not Patreon. Just FYI. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. I think that you guys get the point, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to keep it real, and that's just how I am. I want you guys to be successful, and I'm not gonna give you a bunch of fluffy stuff to jump through. What are you and my dad doing? I told my dad to quit his job to build his YouTube channel so he doesn't have to kill himself working because he's 55 years old. No companies will hire him because he's 55 years old. When's the next live? Soon. I'm curious, did you go to college route or go to a boot camp? Crazy. I did both. I have a mechanical engineering degree and I went to a boot camp. Can you analyze a mistake on the One Wheel website and when you try to buy the pint doesn't let you quit? Yeah, exactly. Do that. Game dev later. Yeah, I will. What does your dad do? My dad's a mechanical engineer, but he worked at one company for 23 years, got let go by that company. He didn't have any network connections, and because he was, you know, a regional field technician, he was by himself, and he would go to customers and stuff and work with those customers. He was the face of the company, and the company got bought out by a venture capitalist firm. The venture capitalist firm said, hey, bye, Mike Fluke. See you later, and he got let go, and then now he can't get a job because he's 56 years old. No one wants to hire him, and that's just how it works. So when you start getting to be about 37 years old, 35, 37 years old, you need to lock in that job that you're going to retire at. Are you doing YouTube full time? Yeah, dude, I do YouTube full time. That's why I have this little supporter thing, because it helps. Because right now I'm losing money every month, and so we'll see how long I can last. What boot camp did you go to? Dev Mountain. Did it help me? Absolutely not. All right, I'm out, guys. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you later in the live stream. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm using this new wide lens here. You can see the edges here. Super cool. Here's the light. Here's the light that I was using to create that warm look. And then back here, I got another light. Trying some new stuff. I hope you guys had a good stream. Hope you guys have a killer Tuesday. Just trying to keep it real. Going to Twitch now. Not right now. I'm going to edit my video some, and then my dad's going to come over in about an hour, so maybe later tonight. So anyways, check out the supporter thing. I seriously, I appreciate every dollar. Anyways, I'm out, guys. Have a good one. Love you too, Devin. Bye. Nick, Owl.